The woman on the phone kept crying without stopping. I stared at my notebook, writing keywords in a mechanical rhythm. Insomnia, child loss, 8 months. Her voice trembled through silence. She said, "No one understands unless they've lived through it." I paused for a second before giving my practice answer. "You will survive this. It feels unbearable now, but you will." She believed me. After the call ended, I removed my headset slowly. The office felt hollow, like the air had been taken away. Then I realized something I hadn't allowed myself to admit. I understood her pain more than she ever could imagine, because 3 months ago, I buried my own child. That morning, I woke up much later than usual. The silence in the house felt wrong, unnaturally heavy. I walked toward the crib and saw her lying there, a tiny shape, too still, too quiet to be sleeping. I reached out and touched her cheek. I too was cold. My mind went completely blank in that moment. I didn't cry. I followed every emergency step automatically. I called, gave the address, described symptoms, performed CPR. Everything moved like a routine I had memorized before, until I saw the look in the paramedic's eyes. That was when I understood the truth. She was already gone. I waited until the next afternoon to call my mother. After listening, she simply said, "That's unfortunate." Her tone sounded like judging a broken household item. I told her I needed to arrange a funeral. She hesitated briefly before asking something unthinkable. "That's your nephew's birthday party. Can you reschedule it?" My fingers turned cold as I held the phone tightly. "That is my daughter's funeral," I said slowly. She sighed, clearly annoyed by my insistence. "The party has been planned for 3 months already. We spent a lot of money preparing everything," she added. In that moment, something inside me finally became clear. I had never mattered to them, not even once. Now, even my child meant nothing to them either. I still scheduled the funeral on that same day. The small chapel was quiet, with many empty chairs. Out of 20 seats, more than half remained untouched. Only 3 people came to stand beside me: a colleague, a college friend, and her pediatrician. That was all the world could offer her farewell. I stood at the front, staring at the small white coffin. It looked light, too unreal to contain a life. The priest was speaking, but I heard nothing at all. I only remembered her first cry after she was born, and the lullaby I used to sing every single night. I tried to open my mouth and continue the song, "My Sunshine," but the next words broke apart in my throat. I couldn't sing anymore. At the same exact time, 12 miles away from me, my family was celebrating beside a bright swimming pool. Later, I saw the photos they proudly uploaded online. Champagne, balloons, cake, and their smiling faces. The timestamp matched the exact moment of burial. I saved the screenshot carefully on my computer. I named the file with one simple word: evidence. After the funeral, I didn't return home immediately. I sat beside her grave until the sky turned completely dark. I wasn't waiting for them to finally arrive. I just needed to confirm one painful truth. They were never going to come. For the next 3 weeks, no one contacted me. No messages, no calls, not even a simple concern. Not a single "Are you okay?" or "I'm sorry." They continued posting their lives on social media, laughing, traveling, celebrating, as if nothing had happened, as if she had never existed in this world at all. So I started documenting everything carefully and quietly. Phone recordings, message screenshots, receipts, timelines, not for revenge, but to hold on to something real, because when everyone denies your pain long enough, you begin to question your own reality and memory. You wonder if maybe you are exaggerating everything. Later, I compiled everything into a clean document. No emotions, no opinions, only facts and timestamps, dates, conversations, exact words preserved without distortion. "She won't remember whether you came or not." I highlighted that sentence in bold red color. Halfway through writing, I suddenly stopped. This wasn't just documentation anymore. It had already become something else entirely. It had become a story, so I started again from the very beginning. I lost my child, and I lost my family. The book was published faster than I expected. I never told any of them about its existence. They found out only when it appeared in bookstores. Everything began to spiral after a single video. Someone read my book and cried on camera. Then more people started reading, and more questions came. How can a family be this cruel? They asked. Soon, people started looking for real identities, and eventually, they found the answers themselves. My father's business ratings began to drop rapidly. My brother was called in by his company for questioning. My mother deleted all of her social media accounts. They finally understood something they had ignored before. Silence is also a choice, and choices have consequences. The first time my mother called me again, she was crying. We need to talk, she said with a trembling voice. I asked her a simple but precise question. Do you want to discuss my feelings or your situation? She went silent on the other end of the line. I continued speaking before she could respond. You once said she wouldn't remember whether you came. I paused briefly, letting the weight settle. You were right. I could hear relief in her breathing. Then I finished the sentence, but I will remember. The line went completely silent after that. Later, my father wrote me a long letter. He said he finally understood and admitted his mistakes. He asked for forgiveness in carefully chosen words. I never replied to him, not because I refused to forgive them entirely, but because some relationships lose their meaning forever. Instead, I focused my energy on something different. I used the book royalties to start a support fund. It helped families handling child loss completely alone. The first person we helped held me tightly and cried. She whispered, "Finally, someone truly understands this pain." At that moment, I realized something deeply important. My daughter's life had not been meaningless. Now, I still answer calls every single day. I still listen to strangers breaking down in silence. But one thing has changed within me completely. When they ask, "Do you really understand?" I no longer hesitate before answering them. I do, not because I was trained to say it, but because I have lived through that darkness myself. I never rebuilt a complete family again, but I learned how to choose what remains in my life, who to keep, who to let go, what to remember. They said she was only a baby. They said she wouldn't remember anything at all. They were right. She won't remember, but I will. And I made sure the world remembers her too. That is enough.